Morning. So what can businesses learn from Leicester City? I blame my mate Barry actually. There I was leading my life, oblivious to the pull of football, until a group of us, including the aforementioned Barry, went away to France for the weekend in the closing weeks of this year's season. Needless to say, Barry is a lifelong supporter of Leicester, and as I traversed the roads of Normandy, Barry told me about the epic and unexpected rise of the Foxes, which of course culminated a few weeks ago in their winning of the league at odds of like 5,000 to 1, which was the same quota for the likelihood of Elvis being found alive. After that trip, I watched the closing matches of the season with real interest, and it got me to thinking there are so many lessons to be learnt here for business, so I thought I'd share those with you. So first of all, look at Ranieri's management. He's a nice guy, more nurturing than bullying, and understands the importance of positivity. And then look at their talent, not the most expensive. Their team was worth about 54 million as opposed to Manchester City's 418 million, for example. Some of their bargain acquisitions came from random places where other scouts weren't looking. They were often rough diamonds, I guess, that needed a bit of polishing, given the opportunity to shine, and then look how valuable they became. They also made up their perceived talent deficit by just working much harder. They ran more than all of the other 19 teams in the league. So a great lesson in competing with your well-funded competitors. You can just sweat your assets more. They broke lots of rules. Previously, it was thought that possession was everything in football, but Leicester's stat proved this different. They broke the rules and did it differently. When you don't have buying power, I guess you have to look out of the box for solutions. Also, the new owner attached a spiritual element, so the hippie in me loves a bit of that, with the Buddhist monks blessing the changing rooms. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to go all incense and karma on me. However, I do believe in adding a spiritual element and think that that can only help. Incentives for not conceding goals were introduced, one of Leicester's habitual fails previously. And now I bet you're thinking that that would have been a Bentley or a 5-figure bonus. Nope, it was pizza. Ranieri knew, as it was Daniel Pink, wasn't it, in Drive, wrote that book about team motivation. And it's not always about the money. That pizza for not conceding goals became a really important motivator. He also understood the power of holidays. So like in March, unheard of in football, the team were allowed to have a week off and then came back really rejuvenated. And he didn't shift people around a lot. He kept much of the support team, let players play in the same position, allowing them to be able to develop in those roles as the season grows. And they monitored performance stats like all teams do, but didn't use them to browbeat the team, but used them to shore up performance issues for the next game, working with players to improve their weaker points. And I can add another one. He made a point of making time for his family. I think in the final games of the season he was off visiting his mum for her 90th birthday. So he's a man who gets his priorities right. So in summary, here's what I took from Leicester City's meteoric rise this year. Nice guys can and do win. Yay! Look out for hidden talent, sweat your assets to make up for investment deficits, break rules, add a dash of spirituality, look for incentives other than money, allow people time off and keep it fun, hold steady and allow people to develop in their roles, use stats and use them constructively to improve performance, understand the importance of family and balance. And of course, football is a team sport, isn't it? It's not just the stars on the pitch, but the support crew, the fans, the manager, and it was the collective that won. Without a great collective, we are all going nowhere in business. So it's our job as heads of the teams to learn from the greats like Ranieri and the mighty Leicester, and maybe, just maybe, next season will be your season to win your league. Just one more thing, they did not give up. I was utterly hooked at the end of the season and squealed when Vardy was sent off with that sense of dread filling my whole being. But they came back, scored again, and as we all know, went on to win the league regardless. So many inspirational lessons to learn. Now, if you tell anyone I am waxing lyrical about football, I will deny it entirely. So go have a great week. Bye for now.